the recipe for all of this, of course, was Smash Bros. I think we're safe to assume that Smash Bros.
100%.
As a concept birthed a lot of this idea of what if you put everything together? Everyone is here, right? And that builds so much hype. It's a very cool idea. But imagine if Smash Bros. Had like Miyamoto as a character. And
Okay, wait, no, that's fine. Imagine if Smash Bros. Had a lottery system where 10 Smash fans of any age could be added to the game if they personally made the Nintendo CEOs stroke their egos.
The guy that threw a crab at Hungry Bucks throws a crab into battle. Hello everyone and welcome to the ScratchRunning podcast, the official podcast of competitive browser gaming, where our motto is just play the game. As always, I'm your host Kieran, and with me on the mic are Collabs,
Salutations,
and Phil Lord.
Hi.
And our brand new guest host. First new host of 2026, baby. Who is it?
Casey!
It's Casey!
Yo!
Hello, Casey. It's our new best
Hello.
friend. Hi.
I'm the Casey.
Yeah, okay, I mean, go ahead, Casey, introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name's Casey. I make the game Oddbrawl. It was at Turbo Mode, so maybe you saw it. And, yeah, I don't know, I've been a Scratch person for a while. I don't really use Scratch that much anymore. I'm not very active on the social side of Scratch, but, you know, I look around and I keep posted with what's going on around here. So, yeah, it's great to be here.
Hey, thanks for being here, Casey. It is so great, I think, that it is funny to me that we hear that pretty often from our guests, I think, that they're like, I don't use Scratch that much anymore, but somehow we found you and vibed and invited you to
we played
this
Yeah, it's like, I like Scratch from a, like, kind of a, what would you call it? I'm like a retired sort of perspective, you know?
We do get a lot of those. I will say Casey offers a novel introduction to our cast, because unlike most of our legacy Scratchers, Casey is in fact still currently a Scratcher just because they like using the Scratch programming language. But
That's true.
They're not on the website, so they're making their game Oddbrawl in Scratch, but they're just they're not vibing with the site, so it's just going on like another website so they can have more extensions and a higher JSON.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's Turbo Warp, basically.
This the JSON.
We got a Turbo Warp user.
And at this point, I think it makes sense, early into the episode especially, to say this once, and then, you know, you could do with that information what you want. We have talked about the limit on the Scratch project JSON file of just 5 megabytes a bunch before, but I want to say it again, and I want to bring attention to this one last time. For some reason, there has been, which I'm very glad about, there has been a little bit of a resurgence, is that the word, of this discussion again, and lots of people have voiced their support on the forums for increasing the .json file size limit, nice. Which basically, you know, makes it possible for Scratch games to be bigger than, or have more than, 20,000 blocks or something it is usually. Of course, list data also goes in there. Variable data also goes into that file.
Metadata about all of the other assets.
True.
That adds up.
True.
It does add up.
Yes, actually. And so lots of games eventually hit that limit when you work on them for long enough, and it might happen to you as well. And the worst part about it is Scratch does not tell you why it happened. Like, at some point, your game just does not load anymore, or like does not save anymore on Scratch. And there's no
explanation. It just says the project could not be saved.
Exactly. And so people just sort of have to find out through whatever way that their project has now exceeded the JSON file size limit. It happens to SFRT pretty much, you know, SFRT is
our game
there.
Fights every tournament.
Exactly. We will not be able to add another character unless, you know, Scratch team decides to raise the limit. The limit has been higher before, which is the weirdest part. Scratch projects themselves even can be way larger than just the 5 megabytes. They can be multiple gigabytes.
You can have as many assets as you want, except for the JSON.
Exactly. So if you also want to support JSON file size increasing stuff, go to the forum post linked in the description. Thank you very much.
I did find out, by the way, that you can post and download projects that are SB2s or like SB1s, maybe even.
That's funky.
Because
so if you make a game in Scratch too, could you technically
have a 10 megabyte JSON? I think that's how the people made that Linux emulator. I think they made it in Scratch 2.0 and then they just uploaded it through the API.
That's crazy.
I would love to make a Scratch 1.4 game again.
Yeah, that's fun. The reason I downloaded all of my projects recently using an API is you might think it has to do with the AI controversy with the terms of service, but while everyone is scared about the AI, there's actually something your buddy Clabs is a little more scared about, which is explicitly in the terms of service. They really, really make it clear you should not post music that doesn't belong to you. And it turns out your buddy Clav since 2010 has put music that doesn't belong to them in every single project they have posted.
But everybody does that. It's what I love Scratch for.
Tin Man Fish Goes Fighting with my little pizza hands.
Yeah, we're on shaky grounds, fellow Scratchers, because I'm pretty sure every project on this website
in a cave with a box of scraps
is illegal.
Yeah, and technically it was always like you can't upload someone else's thing and say like no copyright infringement intended, or like that's not real. But
I do not own the rights to any of the.
This is not my anime music. No copyright infringement intended.
Yeah, all of the content in this project is owned by ScratchRunning.
That's true.
So. But our entire website's built on this, and I don't think anyone's talking about the fact that this is probably a lot more worrisome than the Scratch.ai or whatever everyone's freaking out
imagine
about.
Getting copyright struck on the children's educational website.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, brother. Well, luckily a lot of this stuff I use is from like indie artists that I don't think would care. I mean, technically, like every
ELO, my favorite indie artist.
Every video game playthrough on YouTube is like technically copyright infringement. And we're all used to it, so we don't like we've been normalized to it. So we think when someone does a full playthrough of a Detroit Become Human, an entirely like narrative based game, that it isn't copyright infringement, but it is. It's just that companies typically don't do takedowns because they've learned it's just bad PR. It's good that people play these games and like get a bunch of people interested. But yeah,
have you heard of Subspace Emissary?
Yeah, that's and then everyone gets mad whenever it gets taken down, which is good because that's the only way we can keep them up. But they do have the legal right to be like, hey, you can't just show our licensed commercial product for free online.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't know if people are going to care enough about Scratch to want to go through and remove the Swifty 2 archives for having my or like Carmela Danson AMVs. If they do, I think it'll be a great shame. It'll be a great shame indeed. But
it's crazy. Like it's such a hard thing to imagine Scratch without all this, the music and all assets, really. Because the thing I think of, like the closest comparison I can think of is like, I don't know if you guys grew up on this game, but like I can't imagine Roblox without all the copyrighted music. You know what I mean? Like
I never played Roblox, but I totally get what you mean. If it's a similar vibe.
I've never Roblox, but I've heard.
It is that core to the culture. Like it is that fundamental to the, I feel like identity of the site.
Yeah.
You bring this
Did
up.
anything happen to those?
I was gonna say yes. You bring up the fall of Rome, and it did in fact fall. Like a lot of the audio on Roblox got taken down for copyright infringement. There's it's raining tacos.
No.
Wait, really? They got rid of It's Raining Tacos?
You can't play that anymore. It has,
oh wow.
Okay,
I'm out of my element. Clearly, dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How could Gaster make Parry Grip do this?
Yeah. Wait. So what we are looking at maybe is the fall of Rome in Scratch. where
if you go to the featured
90%.
projects, I feel like even the featured
How often do
Scratch
you think
projects
that's
probably
vampire?
have like a bunch of copyrighted.
Yeah,
I'm gonna look
like-
at Avatar Recorder by Emma Scratch, and
Oh.
I'm gonna see. Yeah, I don't think you own the music. You just say Pixabay. Thank you, Pixabay, for the music.
yeah.
Well, Pixabay is like they let you though. That's the thing, right? I guess that is
maybe
technically
that's
like
how you get on featured. Is you have to use royalty-free music.
that's like so lame though.
Oh my god.
Dude, SFRT.
Wait a minute. Wait
Oh,
a
I'm using
minute.
original.
Okay.
I'm clicking these
Hold on.
projects and they got like no music.
Wait, what
or
about
cop-
Google Go 1?
royalty
That game
free.
got featured.
Well, that's back in the old west. Those are the olden days.
Can I ask something that I never understood?
Go ahead.
Why are video game soundtracks fine? Like,
They aren't
I don't.
technically.
I hope this makes sense. No, I know they. I guess they wouldn't be, but like, if you think about it, when you also put something on YouTube that, like, if I just uploaded Bruno Mars' newest song to my YouTube, if I put this into this SRCast right now, then YouTube would not be fine with that at all. But if I just put the Titan Soul soundtrack in there once again, because it's an amazing soundtrack and everybody should listen to it and play the game, thank you, then it's totally fine for YouTube. Why is that?
Well, it's because it's technically legally not fine, but that music is owned by like video game music composers or like the game like producing companies, and they don't end up like joining the what is it, like Worldwide Musicians Group or whatever it's called. And they have like automatic copyright strikes. Meanwhile, I think Nintendo is probably going to get there. I think in like 5 years you're going to find all these YouTube videos that have like Animal Crossing and Wii music are just suddenly going to die, because they've definitely been pushing to like create their own copyright music app and like systems for taking down music. So I think you are going to find video game music is going to start getting taken down, unfortunately.
I mean, usually what happens is they just mute the track, right? That's
true,
how YouTube handles it. They don't delete the entire video, and maybe that's what's going to happen for Scratch as well. They're going to go through the library of like every
silence us.
Scratch project and just silence the music and not just take down the project.
Wouldn't surprise me.
That would be cool.
That would be ideal.
You also
right?
raised an interesting point there, Nick, because I just went through all of the featured projects, and the ones that have copyrighted music are just video game soundtrack. So maybe even Scratch itself adheres to like the cultural acceptance of video game music is not necessarily being copywritten.
Yeah,
I don't think Humming Jay got permission from Amos Roddy to put in the Minecraft OST into their redraw.
Maybe not. So we might be looking at that, or they just do a thing where they replace every like aha take on me in your project with default Scratch library music.
This could happen. This might be the
They just
last
replace
Scratch.
them all with eggs. Oh, that would be
2026.
I just hope they pick the right thing. Like if they replace every project's like copyrighted audio with techno too, we're gonna be okay. That
Wait. Maybe this is why we are getting a Scratch AI, so it can determine the tone of your copyrighted music and replace it with a suitable substitute.
I don't think there's this.
I don't think they're that smart. I don't think they thought about that.
I think they might think of it. I'm gonna talk to them about it.
I don't think the shareholders thought about that when they put AI in the game.
Okay, imagine this. Shkloopy and Friends ends with not Twilight by Electric Light Orchestra, but instead like
Dance Celebrate.
Dance
Celebrate.
It's medieval too.
Medieval tune. I'm looking forward to it. Or the karaoke. I'm looking forward to Scratch default library karaoke. Like
we might be using.
I was like Jungle. I put Jungle in a lot of my
Jungle's
games.
a good one.
How can you sing it for me? Oh yes, I put that
Jungle's
into
high.
of mine
No,
back in the
Jungle's
day.
good.
that is the one like very that builds tension. That
Yeah,
really
whenever
builds
I have any
tension.
like boss fights, when I was a kid, I would always put jungle on it.
Yeah.
We need.
I put it in for like a chase scene. Is that how you would call that?
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. It was also in the jungle, fittingly. So yeah,
That's perfect.
yeah. And nobody's gonna know what I was talking about because it's not on my actual account. Which brings us to, hey Casey.
What up?
Well, I'm not gonna ask you what your actual account is. That's not what I would do. But you are working on a very cool game. I heard.
What's it done?
Mhm.
Not only did I hear about it, I also played it, and it's a lot of fun, even for somebody who's not very much into classic fighting games. But what if you would have to describe it in short form? What does Oddbrawl Arena mean to you? Like, what kind of game is it to you?
Oddbrawl, I've always considered it like, I don't like to call it a conventional fighting game because it's very unconventional, but
Is it
I
odd?
understand that it's very odd, right? But I understand it's not like a platform fighter, you know? I always called it like a hybrid fighter. I feel like that's the best kind of way to classify it quickly. Yeah, Oddbrawl. Well, yeah,
like
Oddbrawl kind of just.
It's like some kind of weird in-between state of Copper buys a Samish 2, an actual GC.
It is like, oh my god, I forgot about that game.
It was a good game. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I love Copper buys a Samish 2.
Oddbrawl is definitely like a conventional fighter made by someone who's only played platform fighters. You know what I mean? Like,
I see
that's
what you mean.
I'm saying.
What made you go for that then, though?
Well, my
what made you go
background-
for classical fighting game?
Honestly, it's funny because I don't want to say it's like out of laziness, but like when I started Oddbrawl, I mean, I'm still like not the greatest programmer, you know? I feel like I have a lot to learn, but I was just not comfortable doing something platforming. I just like that, it seemed very inaccessible to me.
I see.
And so I did what I know I could do, which is like keeping everything on the same level. And I feel like that's worked out in the game's benefit more than anything.
I think so.
Because now you have this game that, like, mechanically, it's not terribly foreign, but you know, I'm a little bit not reluctant, but I'm hesitant to add mechanics from conventional fighters because it's not my background, really. You know,
I see.
I don't have like highs and lows in Oddbrawl, and it's not a hold back to block kind of game, right?
Yeah,
and I think
it's not input this combo to a Hadouken.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's accessible, but I don't want it to be like easy, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's an interesting balance of like low skill floor and high skill ceiling. I feel like that's my goal.
Sometimes we think that the Scratch Fighter is its own genre. Like Codebreaker's like a 6-move game.
Yeah,
like a 2-button game.
Oddbrawl is kind of in that sort of. Codebreakers was one of the early, like, I want to say, like, main inspirations, because I wouldn't go that
and
far.
Its consequences, man.
I definitely, like, I was, like, I spent a lot of time in very early Oddbrawl, like, just looking at other Scratch fighting games, just because I was, like, this is not a diss to Codebreakers or any Scratch fighting game, but I was like, there has to be a good one. Is kind of what I was doing.
I've never heard anyone dislike Codebreakers. This is news to my ears.
And don't get me wrong, I think Codebreakers is really cool. Like, I think it's crazy.
It was ambitious.
Exists.
It was very ambitious.
But I like...
is what I would call it.
Yeah, I just look around and I'm like... I think I was trying to make a game that I, like, wanted to exist on Scratch partly. And obviously I'm not making it on Scratch anymore, but I just, like... I don't know. It's hard to describe, I guess.
I understand.
A new kind of game.
More than anything, I want to make a game that I'll have fun playing. You know what I mean? So I just that's kind of
that turns out to be the best way to go about it.
Exactly.
Here's what I understand what you're saying is that most Scratch games are pretty I want to say naive. I don't know, amateurish ?
Go on.
It's like,
I think I know what you mean.
A lot of there's a lot of Scratch experience, but then maybe not a lot of understanding of fighting game balance. So it's just it's all sort of deriving from the previous game. And so like Codebreakers is based off of SSS, and SSS is a game where you literally press like 2 buttons and you just move around as famous scratchers. So Codebreakers was like, well, we made SSS, but it was, good. And then, so we added more buttons, but it's still like missing a lot of sauce that makes like a smooth and balanced competitive game. So when you come in and you play Codebreakers, it probably looks like what we thought SSS looked like. It's like, this is not amazing. It's also just most of the energy seems to have been put into just filling up the roster rather than like making a really clean fighting game. And so you wanted to make a Codebreakers, but good, basically in your head, what you would have fun playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like another thing too, there's so many elements about it, right? Like, there's also the aspect of, like, in regards to Oddbrawl, I don't think I would ever just add a person to my game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's an element about, and that's not to say that I think that's the wrong way to approach a game like this, because, like, I think it totally makes sense that a game like Codebreakers is like that, because it's, like, it's a game that is, like, more or less about Scratch, right? So it makes sense to make it about the people. But personally, I find that approach. I don't know if like uninspired is the right word, but it's just like I've seen it. You know what I mean? I'm sort of not like.
It's an add me game, and then the me is just a guy.
Even like calling it juvenile feels like too harsh of a like description, but it is like something I would have made that game when I was like 13 because I would have.
I would call it shallow. I would call it shallow.
And that's not to say it's like bad or the wrong way to do it. It's just like
Fun.
I think there's a lot of flaws with that approach.
I will say I want to say one thing as one of the forerunners of Codebreakers. I think there's a way to do it right. I think we did it in every possible way you could do it wrong. I definitely think there's a lot of fun to be had collaborating because it builds its own hype when you add other people. Because
I think so. I think there's an inherent value to doing it that way.
Yeah.
The problem is literally everything with how we did it. We did the golden ticket, Willy Wonka golden ticket system, where we had like 50,000 people wanted to get into the game, and they all thought if they were just good enough little kids, they'd get added to the game. And so when we could only add like 10 more people, that leaves 49,980 people that are like really mad at all of us.
Yeah, true. It's hard to.
They were being incredibly parasocial because they wanted to just like
they want to be
their kids. This is the most important.
So that
and then we all know the main guy was a freak, so like of course he wanted the undivided attention of 50,000 kids doing anything to get added to the game. So that it was kind of doomed from the start because it was not just a game; it was also like a tool for them to like get gratification from children.
Also,
so there's a way to do it not that way.
With something like Codebreakers, I think the coolest aspects about Codebreakers is when there were characters included that were characters just from Scratch games. Like that to me is like
the game characters are always
the ninja. That's awesome.
The ninja.
Yeah.
That's like
that's not just a guy. That's
my
the
favorite
guy.
character in that game.
I think mine's Asher Head Smasher.
Asher, right? Those are like original characters
That's
are like,
my goat.
They're not like people. Like I would love to see a Scratch fighting game that is just like original Scratch characters, and that's like no like sonas or like just characters because that's always been my rule for Oddbrawl. I'm not adding self-inserts. I'll add OCs, but like self-inserts is like it's just too murky. Especially I mean, you look at like what Lemonades dealt with having people. It's like
I had to like remove like 7 people because they're.
I know. I just you don't want to go.
Everything keeps happening to Lemonade. Like they have the most interesting life ever.
That email. Oh my gosh.
Your persona is
so
weak.
moving on from that topic.
Moving on.
No. It's like what I just wanted to say is that like the recipe for all of this, of course, was Smash Bros. I think we're safe to assume that Smash Bros.
100%.
As a concept birthed a lot of this idea of what if you put everything together? Everyone is here, right? And that builds so much hype. It's a very cool idea. But imagine if Smash Bros. Had like Miyamoto as a character, and
okay, wait, no, that's fine. Imagine if Smash Bros. Had a lottery system where 10 Smash fans of any age could be added to the game if they personally made the Nintendo CEOs stroke their egos.
The guy that threw a crab at Hungry Bucks throws a crab into battle.
Like, that is the level that Codebreakers is operating on. And I would like to even push on the fact that I think the self-inserts just add another dimension that's weird, which is like if they're problematic, now you have just a guy who's problematic in your game. But I will say, like some of the most annoying people had added characters that were not their self-inserts. They just had their game characters added, but they were incredibly obnoxious about how they wanted their characters added, or were incredibly parasocial. So it's about the way you add these people. It's about the people you are adding and the process in which you are screening. And we just failed at a fundamental level when making that game.
But also I think it's something that you don't really know going into it how bad it might turn out, because again I think if you just look at it from a distance, or maybe not from a distance, which is like if you just don't think about it too hard, that sounds like the perfect recipe for a cool hypeable game. Right? All my friends in one game, that's the dream. But then you start adding, whether it's friends or random people, everything can go wrong at all times.
Well, Nick, I'll let you know. I was there at the ground floor. I was there at Ground Zero when we set off the missiles, and I was the scientist holding my clipboard, like looking at the lead scientist, saying, "What have we done? We shouldn't do this.
What have we done?"
And I would tell you the moment I realized,
no, I have become that.
It's gone horrible. It was when I want to preface this by saying, I have no hard feelings towards these developers because they were literal children. It's now been like 5-6 years. They're now adults. So they're different people now. But AK had our dev team full of children. We had like 14-year-olds and 13-year-olds. So we were in a call. It's 2 like 20-year-olds and like 7 13-year-olds. And we all get one vote. And even if the 13-year-olds hadn't worked on the game at all, if they technically were on the dev team, they got the same vote. And so they're all like talking about like, yeah, we should have my buddy Fast Mandoli 8. Yeah, he's super cool. He's working on a game.
Okay, well that's a Scratch legend.
This is my friend Junie Fluby. They're working on a cool MMORPG. They never used Cloud before, but they're gonna make an awesome Cloud MMO. And then they're like, "Yeah, I love my buddy. Let's add them." And then we add them, and then they're like, "Is my legacy defined by my entrance into Codebreakers? Is that all I'll ever be remembered for? Who am I if not a Codebreakers PLF? I must define my own legacy. I'm redesigning my character, by the way. Could you add them back? Could you remake my character?" That's when I was like, this is not gonna work, dog. But that man AK insisted, no, we're doing this. These are my friends. I was just like, all right. I wonder why you're friends with a bunch of 13-year-olds.
I have Sakurai made a video about the majority like vote not always being a good idea.
Anyway, Sakurai has it for you.
True.
The thing with like Codebreakers is like I have a lot of respect for that approach to a project because it is one thing I love about it is it's very earnest. Like making a game like that and wanting to put all your friends, like it's the most like I know I said juvenile before, but to look at it from the other side, it's so like I guess earnest would be the word, right? It's very like I feel like everyone has thought about that kind of thing, or it's like it's relatable in like a naive way, you know? And that's not like a diss. Like I think that's awesome. I love when a project has that sort of feeling to it. But yeah, it's just like it's really an approach where you approach it like that once and kind of never again, you know. But I do like it for what it is.
Mistake.
Like,
I mean, I guess
I think it's respectable.
I appreciate that. I think it was absurd, and we should have stopped immediately. And if I had known how young everyone was at the time, I would have insisted on either removing these devs who were doing nothing or leaving the project.
Jumping ship.
But I do get what you're saying. It's like it's saccharine, like this idea of like I want to add all my buddies.
Yeah, it's very pure. Right.
If we were to do that, it shouldn't have been so public, and it shouldn't have been such an obvious like boost to get popularity. Because that's what it was. It was basically like if you get in.
Thought they were the fighters pass.
It's like Hollywood. It's like, hey, if you want to get into the industry, you have to suck up to the lead dev and like convince all the other kid devs who are in there that you should be added. And so everyone was just humiliating themselves. And they admitted it after the game was out. Like they admitted they were humiliating themselves to try and get into the game, and it was sad. It's really sad and like upsetting.
To be fair to your credit, I don't know a lot about the social aspects surrounding this game. I just know about the game and only the game. Right.
Yeah, there was a whole like community on a third-party platform where a lot of people were probably way too young, and people were just chatting every day with AK to try and get into the game, and I could tell exactly what was wrong when we finished the last patch, because like I spent some of my own time adding one of my characters to the game, and that annoyed everybody. They were like, you could just add your own character to the game, why didn't you add me? I got that message from like 10 people. And it was the culture in that game was absurd. It was
I learned
you can make a collaborative fighter. Please just never do it like that ever.
Yeah. Well, one thing I like learned very fast when I was making Oddbrawl, and if it's okay if I redirect the conversation a bit now, because we have
please do.
Nice.
Please do.
We can talk about that game forever. But you know, one thing I learned very early on is like no one wants to be the person who's like mean or whatever, but sometimes it's like I'm not gonna add your character to my game. You know what I mean? That was, I remember very early on to Oddbrawl, before I even knew what I was trying to make really, there was a lot of that, and I was surprised, like a lot of people asking me to add stuff to their game, to the game, and it was just like, it was a new kind of experience. Like I hadn't really worked on something like that where people were kind of interested in that. But I remember I had to like, I think one of the first rules I made in the server. One of the first rules I made in the server was like, I'm not adding your character or something like that. Because like, it was just like, I had to be very clear. It was like, I don't know. So I'm kind of glad I put my foot down about that.
Yeah.
Right
in
away.
That case also, or at this point, thank you for asking us whether you could put Edward into the game.
Oh my goodness.
As a thing where you said like...
That's how we feel about Scratch.
This is a character I like that I want to put in here.
Yeah, that's what I say is it's on an invite basis. You don't invite yourself you don't invite yourself to someone's party, you know what I mean? It's like you're invited or you're not. And it's like you'll get invited if you're cool and respectful and have something worth, you know.
That's awesome.
Not to be like gatekeepy, but it's like, you know,
it's your game. You can keep the
literally
game is
it's
the game is yours.
Exactly.
Like, my partner in crime, you made the gates.
Yeah.
You made the gates. Yeah.
This isn't Mugen where everyone can just make their own guy and then slide it in.
I still don't understand that game, how it works, how anything is added. I don't. That's an enigma to me that. I don't understand Mugen at all.
Getting added to a fighting game, asking to be added, is in essence asking someone to make you like a $400 commission.
Yeah.
Like I want you to draw my character 32 times, and also I want you to balance the game around them and make them super cool moves, and I also want you to make them in this specific kind of way.
Otherwise, I'll be very mad.
Yeah, and like that's incredibly insane to ask like an artist to do that. But that's the exact same thing you're doing when you ask someone to add you to a fighting game.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I've thought about too is like I've genuinely thought about like how much money would I take for someone to like actually like if someone wanted a character in my game and it said I will pay you to add this character. I've thought about like how much would that cost really?
Yeah.
Like not that I would ever do that because I think that sets a very bad precedent. But I'm definitely like.
Well, I do that. I take $100 if you want to add a Goomblegurt to Goomblegurt too.
Yes, and then also it has
This
to be
is true.
something that you Clabs also approve of. It's not like
you don't get to just add
chair 2.
Chair
Well, I
two.
would
You're
add
like,
chair.
fine,
I would
just
add
add
chair.
it.
awesome, actually.
I would add
Oh,
chair.
well,
too,
there we
for
go.
sure. But if
Okay.
someone was like,
Here's your
"Hey,
$100,
Clabs,
Clabs.
here's
Thank you very
$100
much."
Please add Elon Musk to your game," I would just say, I could make a little tech creature. I could make a little weirdo guy, but
Dude,
I'm not
Quemba.
gonna add. I'm not gonna just add Elon. And I'll say I do it because I need money to pay rent, and like I don't make that much money right now, and I need the groceries. And I think we've gotten $300 donation Goombles.
That's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And all of them have been awesome. Like all of them have been great additions in my opinion. So
Yeah.
like I don't regret that. But I think for
no
Oddbrawl,
bias.
I think a higher price
Also no
would be
bias.
needed because you are like drawing a guy 32 times. When I had a Goomble to Goomble 2, I just need to like draw 4 little guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who knew that's all it took to get Shloopy and friends into the game?
And that thing you said about balancing the game around it, that's true. I haven't even considered that. Like, it's one thing to make all the assets, but it's like, okay, you have to consider how the character interacts with every character on the roster.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
know, like, just things
Especially
like
in
that.
Google Gerd. Holy smoke.
Yeah, or
But
like,
yeah, when
even in a
adding
game like Google.
Kieran's Goomble, drawing Kieran's Goomble took like half an hour to an hour, and then figuring out how I wanted to balance it took me like 2 hours to 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was like,
They are such a friend, by the way. I love my awesome frozen dog.
I love you,
And this is what I'm about to say is not to put down the amount of work that goes into making a Goomble, but now imagine that for
Yeah,
a
I know.
freaking fighting game
I'm
character.
sorry. That
where
would be
so many
A
insane.
Goomble has 1 frame plus another frame for its like
Very
alt
form.
form
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, right.
And then I
Now
make a
to
hybrid
install
because
as
every
well.
Goomble has a hybrid.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
And then
After
I
you
have to
install.
make like a couple moves. So it's like 6 drawings usually. I think this one was
Yeah.
like 10 drawings. But for Oddbrawl, again, you have to like make a billion drawings. And, like,
Mhm.
the balance is way tighter. Goomble
Yeah.
2 kind of balances itself, which is a by design. But like honestly, I'd say $500 minimum to get a character added to Oddbrawl.
I
Yeah.
think that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And
that's a
Actually,
commission.
you want to know who's undercharging
Start.
for commissions?
Ooh,
Two, Kieran.
Lemon?
Lemonade.
My best friend Lemonade.
true.
Yeah.
What's
Sure, I
Lemonade?
got magic
What's
profile
Lemonade
pics.
doing? Like, what
Five
just
bucks.
just regular art commission for $5?
Wasn't it
Okay.
like $5 to draw a
I don't
cat
know.
or
I don't know how
something?
Lemon does it. I'll be honest. I think Lemon
It's
just
like-
loves it. Loves doing
Yeah.
like drawings and stuff.
No, Lemonade's output is awesome. I
agree.
Like just creative output in general, like the video
Yeah.
True.
stuff.
Yeah,
This is
projects.
true. I
Like-
love the videos.
So
it's kinda
good.
I love your
Okay.
videos.
Oh my
I love
goodness.
your drawings. And I love your music. Here's what we think about
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're a great musician.
Yeah, shout out
that's
Lemonade.
they're the whole stack. They're the whole.
We
band.
didn't even talk about SRT Executive
get there.
Showdown.
you. Boom!
Being out.
Yeah, speaking of
Scratch
Scratch
Royale
fighting
Turbo.
games,
Speaking of
Oh
Scratch
my
fighting
goodness.
games,
a new one just dropped and it's peak. I play tested a bunch and it's
Awesome.
I can tell you, it's really really good. The
Yeah.
tower mode is the best in my opinion. The single
dude,
player
we got
roguelike.
Balatro.
We got
I
a
still need to
Balatro
play it.
fighting game.
This is
What's
awesome.
up?
Casey, are we gonna just like link a trailer video or something to Oddbrawl because people can't actually play it yet?
We can put
Um,
something like that. I think that'd be fine.
True.
on Scratch?
Meow.
Not on Scratch.
I was gonna say that's not how that works. But
Yeah.
I can link a video so you can at least get hyped for whenever Oddbrawl,
Yeah.
is done.
Yeah,
which
for
may
sure.
Take another moment or two. You'll see.
It's fine. We
But-
can go to the Casey corner.
The
True,
Casey
but I'll
corner,
also
true.
definitely put Scrunkly Royale Turbo Executive Showdown. These fighting game names, man.
It's so
We're
hard to
part of
come
the
up
problem.
with a name for a game.
But also, I'm gonna put that into the notes and credits, so if you want to check it out, and I do hope you do, because it's. I also have yet to play it again, because we've only been playing the game once on an after show, half a year ago or so.
True.
Maybe a little.
We gotta play
less.
that again.
Yes, because the game changed a lot since then. You got like the roguelike mode, which we didn't try. You got Kieran appears in the background sometimes.
So do you.
It's true.
I do as well. What
You
the
do.
hell?
in there.
You do.
I didn't pay $100 for. No, okay, sorry.
Wait, we've been here for 40 minutes. I think we do have another half hour in us because there's just so much. So much has happened. Galesta made a game.
That's also true.
That was a
Awesome Punch Out 2 Turbo.
I watched your guys' video, and I haven't played it, but I watched
Nope.
the video. I'm just like, this game looks so good. Like,
It is so
Yeah.
fun.
the visual presentation and everything about it is so clean. I really like how that game looks.
Yes, there is one opponent where I was like, this guy does not operate on frames. Is like there's something weird going on where they like charge their attack and then you punch them, but in the background while they're in the hit animation, they keep charging their attack and then just smack you the moment their frame resets. I don't know
Dude,
what
they got
happens.
super armor?
I don't know how that works, but I think it's meant to be like that because their whole thing is that they like get angry and like keep charging up their steam or something. I don't know how what Galasta was was planning there, but that's the only character where I'm like, okay, this is a bit odd, but all the other characters, like, this game is amazingly presented, and it's so much fun. Without needing a tutorial, it teaches you everything in the first 2 or 3 fights, and in such a nice learning curve. The moment I start asking myself something, Galasta like puts a note at the bottom that explains that with the next fight or something. It is very cleverly made. I love it.
That's
It's
pretty
Punch-Out.
fantastic.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really polished. The hints make it feel like that's the little spice. That's the
Yeah.
What's the word? We just talked about the word when you want to make a game a little better.
Sauce.
The sauce. That's
The
got, it's got
sauce.
the sauce.
SFRT has the sauce.
You gotta have
SFRT
sauce.
has
I've literally been in like sauce mode with my game.
Every
right now.
game
like,
needs
you
the
need the
sauce.
sauce.
You need the sauce. Let me
You
tell you
can't
what
skip out on
the sauce really is for SFRT, and also I think for Oddbrawl. It's not making a billion characters. It's making few characters that work, that feel like
Exactly.
characters.
A wise box once said, having 5 characters is fine when they're all awesome.
It's true.
Yeah, I feel like it's so important that like, I mean, you can have a game with a small roster if all the characters are interesting and very different. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
we got Edward in
Like,
the game.
I mean, if you look at like, I'm always gonna point at Rivals is like, that's a small roster game that is like so infinite feeling because the character, like, it's just such great characters,
I think Rivals is my number 1 inspiration when I think about anything.
I think it's
fighting.
definitely a good reference point for just characters. No, those games have the sauce. Yeah, that's how I feel like with Oddbrawl. Is it's like, not to make it about Oddbrawl, but I feel like every character should be doing something different or just feel like like I don't know. You don't really want to like unless you have a big roster.
One time someone started a discussion in the SFRT dev chat about what archetypes are our characters, and we had a hard time figuring it out.
Edward is the Edward archetype. Like, they are their own.
I'm saying,
you know what I mean?
That's what I said.
That's how you know a game's good.
I think Joser's, I'll be honest, I think Joser's is a big reason for why the characters feel so unique. I think I owe a lot to him about that. Like, if I look at a version of the game from like a few months into development, a lot of it was like a lot of the characters were in place and all their moves and stuff, but something was off in the way that they still had similar speed, similar like knockbacks, and everything. And
I think in SFT the only thing different was the jump heights.
Yes.
And it made me feel like Ark should have been heavier than Gnaw, and Xavier and Edward should have been lighter.
True.
Phantom can be a fast faller.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Dark is a heavier hitter.
And I don't know, like, again, with the archetypes, I think Phantom now really fills a lot of the trickster, like, role.
Yeah. He's got the teleport
At least that's where I see him. And then, well, Gnaw is just... I've seen people talk about Gnaw being, like, kind of underpowered or something, but I think Gnaw is just
Gnaw's
meant
just
to be
honest.
very accessible.
Gnaw is just the guy. I
Yeah.
like to call him the Mario or Ryu.
Yes. And I think Mario also, if you just get into the game, or if you aren't a super pro, Mario is just going to be a little mediocre.
Yeah.
I think
Well, Gnaw
that's
feels like Ultimate
terrible.
Wolf to me, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Gnaw is very, like, sort of just, like... I feel like Gnaw is a great, like, base for any character. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, Gnaw feels like the starting point.
Which is why he's the first character now.
That's why he's
Previously,
the
that
guy.
was
Dude,
Phantom.
Gnaw Nation. We are the founding members of Gnaw Nation.
Gnaw Nation. I need to, like...
Nation, indeed.
I really need to lock in and get good. I'm watched it. SFRT.
It's fun. I don't know
fun.
how we made it fun, but we made it fun. It's a great game.
It was all thanks to Nick's Scratch Running.
Casey, I'll be honest, I think I need to, I can learn a lot from, like, putting my, or I can learn a lot from you in terms of, like, putting my foot down for certain things in the game. I think I was very open for new ideas from other people. I don't think there was a decision or anything that broke the game entirely. But if only I made the game, I don't think it would be as good as it is now. But also, I know some things I would have made totally different that would also probably feel good if I, only listen to myself. So I think there's a good balance there.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, right. I think
what
we're all
thing
like
would you-
relatable.
Well,
Not relatable
I mean,
experience.
actually tell me. What thing do you want to, like, would you undo if you could go back in time?
I see.
Mm.
Okay. There is a big thing, and you can connect the dots yourself probably. But there's a thing I keep saying all the time about all the characters feeling different, but still having certain fundamentals that if you just start out with the character, you don't need to be taught something new. But instead, like, you can expect if you press these combinations of buttons or if you do these moves, then they will have certain aspects of them that stay the same across all characters. So there's a certain basis of what a move, like a neutral punch always goes through shield, right? There should be few other, well, you get what I mean probably. But I think that's something I understand
like
that maybe... Yeah. And then, I don't know, I think that's something that I could be very adamant about, that I chose not to be in the end.
C1s are standard projectiles that you want to have all the time.
Yes.
C3s are powerful option.
Yeah, situational, very. Though sometimes too situational.
They can be the most fun moves.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I don't think like you have to dance around it too much. I think that's fine. If you want to say explicitly, because I'm going to say I don't remember entirely, but I thought all the neutral punches do break shields.
They do.
So
do,
what
luckily.
fundamentals did get broken?
No, that's something I
there was a massive 2-week discussion between our... Was it our favorite pink egg main? Was someone saying that Raquel Laser shouldn't do it?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I mean, I can say it. I don't mind. I think Mad Lad has very different. I don't think Mad Lad will mind it.
Design philosophies.
Either. Yeah, design philosophies than I do in terms of like, fighting game characters. And I think when I played Scratch Ultimate Paradox.
Oh.
Yes.
I
mean that game also
I removed
is
that
sort
game
of
from my memory. I was thinking about Crow's Gambit on Glorice.
Yeah, no. But when I played that game, I also saw like where Mad Lad was coming from with a lot of these things. But also, when Mad Lad makes a character, I think he just wants that character to feel different in every way. And I still have, as I said earlier, those like that core philosophy of, okay, here's a certain set of rules that I or guidelines I stick to, and I make the character around those. And that sometimes does not work out perfectly, so that's why I, listen to feedback.
It's okay to have rules.
Mad Lad, for example, changed a lot of fundamentals with Recall, where, for example, the down tilt is chargeable, which no other character has.
I think that's a fine rule to break. Like, you can break it accidentally.
I mean, yeah. Like, it's not... it doesn't kill the game or anything. Like, I just think a lot of people wouldn't even know that it exists because no other character has it. Right.
That's why you write it in the training mode tutorial thing.
Yeah, but no one's going through the training mode tutorial and remembering Recall has a chargeable down attack.
For example, if I were to make Recall, I would have swapped the neutral attack and the side tilt attack, because the side tilt already breaks shields in the way that it's a command grab.
True.
And the neutral doesn't really feel like it should break shields. So that would be an easy change to still conform to those guidelines, not have to teach the player a lot of new stuff. So that's just
I see.
that. Yeah, it's stuff like that.
Interesting.
But it's not just with like Recall or Mad Lad specifically. I think
in general
we owe a lot to Mad Lad in terms of why this game is so fun. The engine is amazing.
Yeah.
And Recall is amazing. I'll also say that.
But there are certain elements basically you wish you could have made align more with the fundamentals, even if you think the character is fun. Okay.
But I'll keep it like how it is. I don't mind that much. In the end.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's good to have rules, and you can have every character be unique without breaking the rules.
Yeah, probably.
Like Rivals, dude. I'm just Rivals posting today.
Is there something like that with Oddbrawl, Casey, where you felt like, okay, these side tilts or these like moves across different characters have like certain guidelines, or were you just going nuts with it and saying anything is possible? I mean, if I already look at the hitboxes, like you compare a pink egg to,
I think
Fernando maybe.
I'm definitely willing to like make things extreme, and
odd.
I think that right, you can't avoid it.
The brawl has to be odd to fit into the arena.
Nice.
I do think like, I think that is probably one of the aspects about the game that would like be unappealing to some people, is there are just things that are like, wow, that is a very bold way for that to be. Pink Egg is like a great example of that. This is a character that, Adam, just by standing, Adam Jab is low profiled by Pink Egg. Stuff like that, which is like, that's like ridiculous. I think
that's funny, but it's probably still balanced.
It probably is, because Pink Egg, I was talking with my friend Jay, who's like probably my number one, I guess, playtester person and like number one Pink Egg fan ever. About like,
I also love Pink Egg.
Just like the dichotomy in certain designs and matchups, and like Pink Egg and Adam are like these polar opposite characters, and just on a surface it feels like that matchup should suck for Adam, but it doesn't. Like, it's just like, I think there's a way you can, what you're saying about how each character having rules but also wanting them to feel different, I do think there really is a balance there, because I feel like you don't want your game to feel very homogenous and like kind of just a game where every character plays the same way, like run back and forth and mash,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which I feel like is a Scratch Fighter classic kind of feeling that I wanted to avoid. But at the same time,
I think SFRT does it, and so does Oddbrawl.
I think both games do it. I think you can also run into a thing though where it's like, gosh, why do you have to learn so much to fight every character? I think that's definitely like, and I think Oddbrawl probably leans more that way, where it's like, wow, these characters do things that like you've never seen, and it's like, I don't want to make someone have to learn how to replay the game every time they fight a different character, right? I think so there is a balance. You don't want your game to feel too samey, but
I don't think Oddbrawl's unnecessarily complex.
I don't think so either. I think
each character has a few things that you can learn,
I mean,
Yeah,
compare
and
that
there's,
to every other traditional fighting game where you
Like,
need
you'd
to
hope
pick
so,
one
right?
character and you need to like master them, and you basically could transfer no skills to the other fighters. I think,
Yeah, right.
I think it's the complexity is it's okay if it's that complex, but
Yeah.
and it's cool that you're not getting it that complex, but I don't think you need to worry about it that much.
I think most of the
TBH.
complexity comes in like things you can do as the characters, less so like things the characters can do against you, if that makes sense. Like,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the comboing system in that game has like, you know, it's there are some things that are like, wow, that's an easy combo to do that like anyone can do. And then there are combos that are like, you have these routes that are pretty weird and atypical and require like a good bit of finesse, but it's like you don't need it to play the game, right? You can do
Yeah.
fine without it. And you know, it's I just don't want to run into a thing where I'm making a character that like I hit this character, why did I lose for hitting them? Like there are characters like that, you know what I mean, in games where it's
Ooh,
like
I see.
you have to play the game completely differently to fight them. And I'm not that's like I don't think that's bad design, but it gets to a point. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like you got to be
Agree.
careful. You know, I
There's
don't want to
also
make
the
like
thing with classical fighting games where that personally is my biggest turn off with those games, like Street Fighter or whatever, is that I have to, before even going into a new character, I have to look at a chart of combo, like button combos. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like how to
Yeah.
do a Hadouken, how to do a whatever. It as
Yeah,
a
usually
new
for-
player,
Yeah, usually for those games, I just guess like
button
characters
mash.
usually have a quarter circle forward.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, but that's
yeah, there's
also
a few
like something.
consistencies.
It'd be nice if there were multiple just regular standardized inputs like Smash Bros.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
that's
I
why
like
that's
Smash,
why I'm
that's
a
why I like
Smash
Oddbrawl.
Bros fan and not a Street Fighter fan. I guess it's
Yeah.
because the the floor, the skill floor, or even enjoyment floor, let's call it that, to get into that game is so much higher. Whereas with Oddbrawl or a Smash Bros, you just press a button, the button does something, and the real skill ceiling, which is still high in my opinion, comes from when do you do this? How do you
Zooming
position
out.
yourself?
It's like spacing,
Yes.
timing.
Yes, and that's I think where Oddbrawl takes the most inspiration from non-classical fighting games, or classic fighting games.
Yeah,
right.
movement.
The
meter
emphasis
usage.
isn't
Yeah.
on like memorizing the complex inputs. It's on like learning how to use the fundamentals.
Yes, you get the
Yeah.
That's fun.
fundamentals super quick, and then how do you use them to your advantage?
I agree.
And
I
that's
think
what
that's why
gives
all
it
of us are like
Oddbrawl.
we're all platform fighter pills.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
And I know why. I
Yeah, we
know
are
why
kinda
I like this
brained.
that much. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that sentiment is you feel like that carries over, or that's how the game comes across, because it's like
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
God. You know what I mean? That means that I've done my job.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It just
like,
works.
I've always thought like I would enjoy honestly making a more conventional. Like I think, not to say I'm in a place where I'm like thinking about what comes after Oddworld, because I never am. But like
Yeah.
You
I know
know.
that.
I've definitely thought like the next game I make, I'm either gonna like make the most conventional fighter ever or make melee. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna
Let's
like
go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
You
the
might be-
thing.
You might be
I think it's a good
icons, Combat Arena.
exercise. Not
I think
no,
it is
not,
too.
not that one.
I think if you just like go into it, like I'm going to just remake Melee, but with like my own characters and cute art style and music. I think if you
Yeah,
go
and the
into
differences
it
will
with
come
that
up on their own.
expectation- Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As long
Like,
as you don't
it's-
follow Melee to the T, like I'm
Just make Fox.
yeah, I'm just
Just
yeah, I'm
start
feeling,
out making
I don't know.
Fox.
I'm feeling Rivals this week. I think you should. I think you just start at the start and then make the mechanics as you think about them.
Yeah,
That's how
like,
Monster World came to be. That's how SFRT came to be.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's how Rivals 1 came to be, is they wanted to make a game more like Smash, but it was because of
Yeah.
the resources or because of just the amount of time.
Yeah.
What you ended up getting is a very unique game. And
It ended up
obviously
being
that's the
so awesome.
detriment, Rivals 1 players have with Rivals 2, right? That it's so different and it's not really the game they love. It's the game they already know, Smash.
Oh
And it's
boy,
like,
2 games.
yeah,
true.
right. I
Can't
like
enjoy that.
what the hell. Rivals 2 is awesome. I love that game.
I should play it more. I'm like level, dude. I just said level. What are we? What
You're
are we
level
even
1
gaming
at
about?
Rivals too. We need to get a single player mode though. I'm not gonna lie.
True.
I'm
We need
a
Rivals 2?
casual build player, and there's no.
Yeah,
They don't got
There's-
anything for me.
there is nothing but ranked in Rivals 2. I fear.
I wonder if they thought of that. And also, Clabs, let me know, or in general, I think it's time to end the episode soon, but just to get this thought out, I wonder if they thought of this when they made the second Rivals. If they thought about it as a game parallel to Rivals 1, or if they
Esport.
thought of it as everybody go play this game, don't play the old one anymore because it's going to be worse. Because obviously that's not the case, and it's really funny to see
Makes
that.
you wonder. 'Cause they still do updates for Rivals 1 sometimes. Like
I do
fixing
think they're
that
meant to be
code.
different. I think they're meant to be
Yeah.
2 different experiences. And they
That's
also
so cool.
explicitly talk about why they only have a ranked mode, basically,
Huh.
is because they needed to get the game out, and
Yeah.
so they wanted a mode that people could get interested in and build hype so they can continue working on the game.
I get that.
Yeah.
They,
So
Didn't they want it to be early access, but they don't want to call it early access, pretty much, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
much.
Because early access doesn't
literally
sound
nice.
good, but... you know.
yeah, I'm
Nice.
calling Rivals 2 an unfinished game because it doesn't have tetherball. Like, what were you thinking?
That's
They also
true,
don't have
that's
Volleyball.
They don't have- oh my
Volleyball.
God.
Arena
Where are
has-
the
They don't have
items?
volleyball.
Where's
Not a single casual mode,
give me the
in
smash
ROH.
balls, please. Give me the smash balls.
dude.
Give me random tripping, please. All right, guys. This we're at the end. There's some fish coming up the stream. We
Yeah.
got back on the stream.
True.
I'm holding
we were
your
fishing.
hand, Nick. I'm holding your hand. I'm holding your arms steady. The fishing rod's in
Yeah.
your hands.
Whoa.
You think you can grab it?
I think I got it. Honestly, I think I already have it in my hand. It just
Oh.
got here.
Wow. How did you?
Wow.
Just the fish already wanted me to catch it, and that's
Wow.
why I'm
That was
saying.
a quick fish.
This has never happened.
Thank you for listening to the first Scratch Running podcast episode of 2026. I don't know how big it's going to be yet. So I
might
don't know
be
if things are
bugs.
coming. True, it
Science
could be
hasn't
bugs
figured that one out
2026. I think Isopod is kind of mid. I might play it later. I have been Kieran K-Trav258 Travis, and I will continue to be until removed from play.
Bye.
Later.
Thank you, Casey, for joining.
Yes.
Of course.
Kung Fu Soccer
True.
and SFRT at some point, probably.
Yeah.
Look forward to it.
You
But
let
until
the
then-
fish slip, Nick. You let the
Yeah.
fish slip.
I don't
Just
know.
say
I just wanted to
bye.
get that out. I wanted to get that out for like 5 minutes.
True.
I don't know. I had to do it sometime.
One more
Kung
time,
Fu
everyone.
Soccer
Bye.
fishing minigame. The recording's now stopped.
Awesome.